and welcome to our English news edition broadcast to you from Canal, Algérie. First, to the headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, arrives on Wednesday to Rome for a 3-day state visit at the invitation of his Italian counterpart, Sergio Mattarella. The President of the Republic, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, begins his visit with a meeting with the Algerian community settled in Italy and listens to their grievances on several issues concerning them and their homeland. And we will later on shed light on several successful partnership projects between Algeria and Italy in energy, transport, and the field of electronic industry. Units of the National People's Army carried out this month several operations resulting in high-quality results, reflecting the professionalism and vigilance of our armed forces. A chaotic social situation in Morocco, where the disgruntled people demand a deep reform on all levels, while denouncing the alliance with the Zionist entity. Good evening, those were today's headlines. First, now today's news. The President of the Republic, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, arrived on Wednesday to Rome's International Airport, Leonardo da Vinci, for a 3-day state visit at the invitation of his Italian counterpart, Sergio Mattarella. Upon his arrival, the President of the Republic was welcomed by the Italian Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Minister, Luigi Di Maio, as well as the Algerian ambassador to Italy. The President of the Republic greeted the members of the African and Arab Diplomatic Corps accredited to Rome. As a welcome, the presidential plane was escorted by 2 fighter jets of the Italian forces. The President of the Republic greeted the members of the Algerian embassy in Italy. This visit is of paramount importance to the historical friendship relations, as well as the strengthening of the bilateral relations between the two countries in the different sectors, notably in the economic one, as part of a new vision of the two presidents aimed to give a new impetus to dialogue and strategic cooperation between Algeria and Italy. The President of the Republic, Abdelaziz Bouteflika, started his visit with a meeting with the Algerian community settled in Italy, where he listened to their grievances and their proposals on several issues concerning their homeland. On the same occasion and during his intervention, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, hailed Italy's honorable historical positions towards Algeria, expressing the firm will to strengthen cooperation with Italy. The President of the Republic also called on the Algerian community settled in Italy to participate in the development process that the country is witnessing, as well as their participation in the national economic revival, stressing the importance of the civil society's role.
اليوم نسترجع القوة نتاعنا انطلاقا من الشيء اللي عانينا منه، ولا واحد اليوم ينجم يقرر جزائري نديروا هذه كل شيء فتنا عليه، كاع المحن فتنا عليها وخرجت جيل هذا هو نتاعكم وشويه ما يعني اكثر سن منكم، جيل اللي عرف كلمه صح. الوطن 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 ما يحك لك غير ضفرك كما يقولوا، وما يبكي لك غير شفرك. بلاد كانوا يعني مغريات وكذا باش يدوهم يكونوهم باش يعاودوا يرجعوهم بوميرانغ على بلدانهم، يلقاو روحهم هكا. اليوم هذا هو الدور تاع المجتمع المدني تاعنا.
Earlier in the day, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, left Algiers for Italy for a 3-day state visit at the invitation of the President of the Republic of Italy, Sergio Mattarella. After listening to the national anthem at the VIP lounge of the Houari Boumediene International Airport, the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, received a salute from a detachment of the Republican Guard. On his departure, the President of the Republic was greeted by Prime Minister Ayman bin Abdurrahman, the Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Lieutenant General Said Chingreha, as well as the Principal Private Secretary of the Presidency, Abdelaziz Khalaf. Moving on to the Algerian-Italian cooperation, a 160 kilometers railway line project is on the way, connecting Saïda and Tiaret provinces, a project of great importance that will highly benefit the travelers, saving them time and money. Ines Killu has more.
The layout of the Tiaret-Saïda railway line is of capital importance and will even contribute to social and economic development. An ambitious project carried out by the ANSRIF in collaboration with the Italian company Astaldi, with several objectives: to facilitate the movement of citizens across the provinces, to revitalize the commercial activity, and to boost the economy in the high plateau.
هذا المشروع فيه 153 كيلومتر.
The railway line Tiaret Saïda is on a distance of 153 kilometers. A canal. There are 100 employees who work day and night to finalize the project. As you know, it is a project that is very important for the development of the country.
Due to its strategic dimension, this project reflects the strong will of Algeria and Italy to consolidate their trade, which reached $6 billion in 2020.
Our company has been here for about 40 years. We have never had any problems. We have a group of workers who have developed on several levels, who managed to get promoted at the time. We didn't have any problems neither with the workers nor with the Algerian people.
Works on the Tiaret Saïda rail line project is progressing well. a project that will save travelers time and expenses.
Still with the Algerian-Italian cooperation, a partnership project between the Italian company Eni and the Algerian national oil and gas company Sonatrach is another successful example of cooperation between the two countries. Ines Killu once again.
Spread over an area of 20 hectares, 30 photovoltaic panels of solar energy plant are spread out, providing clean electric power to the Bir North oil field, producing 70,000 barrels per day and 7.5 million cubic meters of gas.
زودت المصنع تاعنا هنا بالكهرباء تما قبل احنا الكهرباء تاعنا.
This station supplies our factory with electricity. We were previously connected to the Sonatrach network. We also have turbines. This station allows us to save energy. The station provides a maximum of 325 watts. It is equipped with 25 high-end transformers and has produced 45 gigawatts of energy since it began operating. As a result of the Algerian-Italian partnership, this major project reinforces the partnership between the Algerian company Sonatrach and its historic partner, the Italian company Eni.
ما يقارب 11 عقد من بينها عروض ولا الجمعة.
We signed about 11 contracts, including Jmaa and Burkini North. Sonatrach and Eni adopted a new strategy to accelerate and develop the production with Sonatrach subsidiaries and using local products. Since its commissioning, the solar energy station of Bir allows to save nearly 6 million cubic meters of gas per year, which is a source of clean energy in Algeria.
FEMA Algeria, a company specialized in the production of photovoltaic inverters, is a fruit of partnership between the Algerian company Eni and the Italian company FEMA. More details with Melissa Kobash.
A living proof of the Algerian-Italian cooperation in the field of electronics between the Algerian company Eni and the Italian company FEMA. FEMA Algeria, a company devoted to the production of photovoltaic inverters and processing units for solar energy stations at the level of different units of Eni in Sidi Bel Abbas province. We produce crystalline panels with a capacity of 100 to 320 watts. As for our production capacity, it reaches 600 to 700 units per month, a production that is up to international standards and meets national markets' needs in several sectors, such as mobile telephony and electronic payment, which for its part has reached an integration rate of 100%. We produce TPE Smart 8226 with a rate of 11,000 TPE per month. The cooperation wasn't only an opportunity for young people who prove their skills in the field of electronics, but also an opportunity to develop the renewable energy sector as an alternative to the hydrocarbons field.
Moving on to Lagwat province, the Zawiya Tijaniya organized the 5th edition of the international seminar of Sheikh Sidi Abdel Tijani, where many imams and scholars gathered to recite the Quran. More details with Sabrin Tefrgenit.
On the occasion of the 15th edition of the international seminar of Sheikh Sidi Abdel Tijani in the Zawiya Tijaniya in Ain Madi, the followers are gathered to recite the Holy Quran.
Wanted to pay tribute to him, a mujahid participated in the Revolution War. He also built this mosque followers could devote to the recitation of the Quran and the call for fraternity between the faithful. We are used to bringing more students from Ugrut, Wuld Rashid, here to recite the Holy Quran.
For 4 days, the followers of the Zawiya and all the visitors recite the Holy Quran, often until dawn.
At every religious event, there is a group recitation of the Holy Quran. We call it Silka. It's part of our traditions. We start with Surah Al-Baqarah to Surah Al-Nas without interruption, and this is why it's called
البقرة إلى سورة الناس بدون قطاع ولهذا تسمى سلكة.
On the theme of Sidi Abdul Jabbar Tijani, valiant mujahid and wise educator, the seminar gathers many shuyukh or wise men and guests to pay tribute to all the great names of Tariqa Tijaniya.
In another context, and as part of the efforts in the fight against terrorism and organized crime, units and detachments of the National People's Army carried out from the 18th to the 24th of the current month several operations which led to high-quality results, reflecting the professionalism and permanent availability of our armed forces throughout the national territory. Ines Killu has the details.
Within the dynamics of the fight against terrorism, detachments of the National People's Army arrested 4 elements of support for terrorist groups in separate operations across the national territory, while another detachments discovered and destroyed in Blida and Buea provinces 1 case made for terrorists and 2 handmade bombs, a quantity of ammunition and other effects. Within the framework of the fight against organized crimes and within the continuity with the intense efforts aiming to counter drug trafficking scourge in our country, combined detachments of the AMP have arrested in coordination with the various security services at the level of the 2nd and 3rd military regions 14 drug traffickers, including 3 Moroccans, and thwarted attempts to introduce huge quantities of drugs across the borders with Morocco, amounting to 11 quintals and 13 kilograms of treated cannabis, while 42 other drug traffickers were arrested, in their possession 164 kilograms of the same substance and 106,074 psychotropic tablets during various operations carried out across other military regions. In addition, detachments of the National People's Army intercepted in Tamanrast, Burj Bekhtar, Ingizem, Janet, and Tindouf provinces 120 individuals and seized 15 vehicles, 8 generators, 60 jackhammers and detonation tools and equipment used in gold mining operations, while 3 other individuals were apprehended and 7 hunting rifles and 38 quintals of tobacco were seized in El Wed, Biskra, Betna and Sétif provinces. Similarly, border guards thwarted smuggled attempts of quantities of fuel amounting to 40,772 liters in Tibisa, Taraf and Souq Haras provinces. In another context, the Coast Guard thwarted at the level of our national coast illegal immigration attempts and proceeded to the rescue of 64 individuals on board homemade boats, while 440 illegal immigrants from different nationalities were arrested throughout the national territory.
In another development, manifestations are ongoing in the Moroccan territories against the deteriorating living conditions, and the Moroccan people are demanding a deep reform and a solution in order to put an end to the occupation and organized crimes rapidly spreading in the Moroccan society. The details with Midi Sakabash.
The socio-economic situation in Morocco keeps deteriorating. As for Moroccans still suffering from difficult life conditions, they keep demanding a series of deep reforms on all levels.
It is our duty to act what is happening in our society. It is time to put an end to corruption and organized crimes. Women became easy ways for them. Organized crimes sport keeps spreading across our country alongside prostitution, drug trafficking and pedophilia.
Moroccans, for their part, are determined to keep their fight till the improvement of their living conditions.
We must double our efforts. These scourges are dangerous in society. I call all associations, including the non-governmental, as well as the civil society, so as to put an end to the current consideration. The solution is to review the security system and a deep reform in all sectors.
In addition to the legitimate social and economic demands, the Moroccan people strongly reject the alliance with the Zionist entity in the military, security and intelligence field.
Still in Morocco, where the tense and chaotic social situation is exacerbated by a water crisis, the scarcity of water is now adding insult to injury and threatening the country's food security, immensely contributing in the suffering of the Moroccan people, already tarnished by a repressive government that failed them on all levels, including providing them with water, this basic and fundamental human need. This crisis is threatening a massive future popular protest organized by a heavily disgruntled Moroccan population. And finally, 3 U.S. women activists were arrested on Monday by the Moroccan occupation authorities in the airport of occupied Laayoune. The 3 women were on a visit to Western Sahara so as to see the family of the Sahrawi activist Sultana Khaya. The details with Melissa Kubash.
Adrienne Kin, Wendy Kaufman and Laxana Peters, 3 American women activists who have been humiliated and strongly repressed by the Moroccan occupation forces before getting arrested in the airport of occupied Laayoune. The 3 brave women wanted to visit the family of the human rights activist Sultana Khaya in the occupied Boujdour, which for her part has been under house arrest for the past year. This American delegation was also supposed to meet with 2 other U.S. citizens, Tim Plura and Ruth McDonough, who are staying in Boujdour with the 2 Khaya sisters since March 15th. Despite the presence of American activists, the Moroccan occupation forces continues the forced isolation against the Khaya family, threatening anyone who would attempt to bring support to it. An emblematic figure of the Sahrawi struggle, the Khaya sisters were subject to continuous violent practices for more than 18 months, causing the consternation of Wendy Kaufman. I quote, "If we are treated this way, we can only imagine how local Sahrawi women are treated. I've spent a lot of money on the tickets. Being sent back without any explanations is outrageous." End of quote. For its part, the Makhzen regime didn't provide any explanations justifying the cause of the refusal of these American visitors to Western Sahara.
And with this, our day's news edition comes to a close. Thank you for joining us.